So, the Ryzen 7000 is hitting 95 degrees at full load, which by the way is completely safe. That's it, that's the video. Like, share and subscribe. So, a lot of people have been calling this out, saying such temperatures will cause a lot of damage to your CPU. Now, 95 degrees is bad for humans, but it's not the case for computer chips. Now, AMD put up an entire blog on their website explaining all this. Obviously, it has a lot of technicality in it. So, let us explain this for you. So, the obvious questions that need to be answered here: is 95 degrees safe or is 95 degrees too hot? It's completely safe. How? Because AMD suggests that they've been designing processors for this very target temperature for a while now. And finally, with the AM5 socket improvements, these processors can actually target that temperature. The chip is designed to perform at these temperatures jindagi bhar, matlab all its life, without any issue to longevity or reliability. But why would Ryzen 7000 target 95 degrees in the first place? Now, from a design perspective, the 7000 series intelligently and most times aggressively targets the max temperatures and power limits and reaches there as fast as possible because usko pata hai ki yahin pe best performance milne wala hai. So the obvious question next is, what's really happening here? One word, actually three: Precision Boost 2. The basic goal of PB2 is to boost performance as high as possible. Now, Precision Boost 2 makes sure that your processor can go as high as possible while being bound by max socket power, sustained current, peak current, temperature and voltage. Kind of like on-demand overclocking. But this is getting a little confusing. Now consider this, an engine's maximum power is usually gained at very high RPM levels, which by the way also produces a lot of heat. Now while this may be bad for your engine, this range is also where it gives you the maximum horsepower. Lekin you would ask the question, older Ryzen CPUs never used to hit high temperatures like this? Yes, because they couldn't really draw that much power. The 7950X can draw almost two times the power of a 5950X, up to 240 watts compared to 140. Almost bola hai maine. Now let me ask you a question. A processor at 90 degrees drawing 150 watts of power, or a processor at 85 degrees drawing 250 watts of power. Now, contrary to what you would think, the processor which is drawing 250 watts of power will actually generate more heat because temperature does not equal to heat generated. In fact, the closest measure of heat is actually watts. Now, having said all that, this also explains no matter which cooler you go for with the Ryzen CPUs, your CPU will still hit 95 degrees even on custom loops. That is because that point at 95 degrees is where your CPU can achieve its maximum performance. So choosing a cooler for your shiny new CPU should be made as simple as contacting demp.in. Get in touch with us if you're in the market for new gen hardware, and we'll make sure its CPUs and cables don't overheat. If this video was helpful, make sure to like, share and subscribe. Until next time. Cheers.